one board. Sideways, I believe this is one flag, right? We've got riders up there with their hands up. Shane Turpin flying up the inside. Ricky Corey way out in front. We'll see what happens. We'll get some numbers with Jason Lauritzen hopefully in the top 2 or 3. Yeah, that was strange. I think everything's one wave when it's a novice and a superbike, or novice and open expert. Here we go. Our leaders over the top of 9 coming down into 10. Ricky Corey out there. Really difficult to tell who's in second right now, but Jason Lauritzen in 3rd or 4th, I think. We don't have live time in scoring, ladies and gentlemen, so it's we're trying our best to try and pick out bikes and riders, and the speed these guys run at, it's pretty difficult. The rest of our runners and riders stream down under the Ferrari SiliconValley.com bridge. And here comes our leader, Ricky Corey, cross start finish, followed by, that's Greg McCullough in 7th spot, number 25. Excellent racing. And Martin Schwartz, I believe, in 3rd, and Jason Lauritzen in 4th, maybe soon to go 5th, because somebody's all over him. It's Ricky Corey's out in front. I didn't quite catch where Shane Turpin is in all this. 6th or 7th, I think. Oh, we're up then. So I think we've still got the same first 4. So Shane Turpin up then to about 5th or 6th position at the moment. Not finding it quite as easy to get around these guys as he was earlier when he was way out in front with nobody in his way. Ricky Corey stretching the lead. Look at that. Greg McCullough holding on to 2nd spot in front of Martin Schwartz. That's a great fight going on there. And it looks like Jason Lauritzen in 4th or 5th. I think he'll be Shane Turpin in a couple of minutes, because once Shane gets that Ducati going, I think we'll find that they'll close some of these people down and maybe get into the top 3 and manage the podium in this. Ricky Corey down the hill has a large gap before 2nd spot. Now it looks like Martin Schwartz is through into 2nd spot, with Greg McCullough dropping back into 3rd as they exit from there. Still Jason Lauritzen in 4th. Now it looks like Shane Turpin up into 5th already. Shane Turpin's going to open that big Ducati and try and go around Jason Lauritzen. Jason Lauritzen taking the inside line, trying to block it, but I think Shane Turpin is around the outside. We'll let you know what happens when they come down the straight. Ricky Corey out in front, Martin Schwartz 2nd. Still looks like Greg McCullough 3rd. And it's Jason Lauritzen fighting with Shane Turpin. Shane Turpin goes flying by, and then Jason Lauritzen actually drops back into 5th with, I think that's 340R. Jake Holden up to play. Oh, what a move up the inside. Is that Shane Turpin up into 3rd? Wow, what a move on the entry to 3. He must be really confident in that front end. Put that Ducati there so quickly. So Shane Turpin up into 3rd. And Greg McCullough's dropped to 4th, and Jake Holden's going to go past him up the hill. That's Jake Holden up in the 4th now. And Jason Lauritzen and Greg McCullough right beside each other on the straight. So Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Nice one. I'm going to let you say that.
Yeah, Alan, it's great to see Greg Lauritzen and Jason McCullough out there having a good little battle again, just like they did in the old days. Over the top of the hill, Ricky Corey by himself. There's a lot of action behind him. This could really play into Formula Pacific. Look at Shane Turpin trying to get up onto Martin Schwark, but I mean, heck, let's not forget, Martin Schwark has really come to life here. He's getting that Kawasaki figured out. He's definitely doing a good job of fighting off Shane Turpin. Shane Turpin, of course, last year or the year before, he qualified for the MotoGP race at Miller Motorsports Park, if I remember correctly. Or no, that was the World Superbike race. So he's been a long-time fast runner. Anyone who can make the great World Superbike can get a bike around the track very effectively. Cross flags are out. First call for lunch. Remember, there is a lunchtime podium of, I believe that's 250 Superbike. Martin Schwark in a drag race with Shane Turpin, and right now Martin Schwark is but Shane up the inside, and now Martin's got to fight Jake Holden. He's in an AMA sandwich here as he's got Shane Turpin in front, and Martin's fighting him back. He's trying to get it done there, but now Jake Holden is all over the back of Martin Schwark as they come to turn number 2. Ricky Corey by himself, all the action behind him. Second place is anybody's guess. This is right now Shane Turpin, Martin Schwark, Jake Holden in that order. These guys are just giving it all they go. Then you've got the twins in 5th and 6th, or excuse me, 5th and 6th place. Ricky Corey out of turn 6. Shane Turpin now coming out too. Let's see if he can open up a gap on Martin Schwark, and I'm not really seeing much of a difference being made there. Actually, Martin may be gaining on him a little bit. He's had a lot of work done to that bike by Mike Canfield, who's actually went through the new racer school again. Apparently, if you haven't raced in 20 years, they make you retake the new racer school. Mike Canfield was out here yesterday on a Gixxer 600. Shane is starting to open up a bit of a gap as they go into turn number 10. He's not going to be able to catch up to Ricky Corey, in my opinion, but he's getting this track well figured out. Jake Holden is now worrying Martin Schwark as he wants to get up there. We see some professional type grid boards getting up there. No hand signal for these guys. Onto the front straightaway, Ricky Corey by himself. Shane Turpin, Martin Schwark, Jake Holden. And then that's Jason Lauritzen ahead of Greg McCullough. Jason's getting that Kawasaki figure. Now, Alan, I was talking about that Kawasaki. He just picked it up recently. He got shock linkage from our friend from down south, Jeremy Toy, some suspension settings from Toy as well, an ECU from Ken Hill, and a lot of magic from the Keebler Elves, and he's starting to get that thing figured out. He says it has nowhere near the torque that the Honda did, but it has just amazing top end, and it's a completely different riding style. But Jake Holden all over the back of Martin Schwark. Martin is really doing a hell of a job fighting him off. Martin has come back to life. He wants to show us that he's better than a number 4 plate, and he's doing that with authority, wouldn't you say, Alan?
Definitely, there's a lot of good pedigree riders up there, and to continue with that CX-10, if you remember, Ken Hill had a whole CX-10 build thing going on, and had a lot of trick parts, so he's a great source of information. He's really free with the information as well, as far as, if you're a serious racer and you've got questions, Ken Hill will answer it all day long. Such a nice guy, and super fast and super smooth. Just Holden and Schwark going battling out here. I think we've got more than a couple of laps to go. But Shane Turpin has got a little bit of a gap over Mark Schwark. And I think that Jason Lauritzen is actually closing in a little bit on Holden. Not hugely. I don't think he's going to make any difference before the end of the race, but that's good to see Jason getting a grip of that bike, running it hard. And we have a white flag. So this is the last lap. Ricky Corey. There's Shane Turpin, followed by Martin Schwark, and bringing up the 4th spot. Jake Holden looking around the back of Martin Schwark. Is he going to go up the inside of 2? Schwark gives that little bit of throttle and throws it in there. Holden's going to try and go around the outside, but I think you'll find Schwark will block that move to try and get it inside of 3. Holden tries to swing to the outside. He's on the outside, but he's not close enough. He's never going to do it from there. Only Berto Woolridge can do that kind of move from there, and not on that bike. Martin Schwark heading up the hill. our leader, Ricky Corey, way out in front, just riding the thing by himself. Picture perfect, hitting every apex. Bike running so sweetly. I'd say this could be what's going to happen in Formula Pacific later on, after lunch. We will see. So Martin Schwartz, Jake Holden, I'm sure, has got some kind of move up his sleeve, Vic. So we'll see what happens. He may try and, in the 14, may not leave it that late. May try it in the 10 as he comes down the hill, depending on how close he is. Ricky Corey out there in front. No problem at all with that. Down the hill. Okay. Here you go. Now Mark Schwartz still out in front. Jake Holden just a bike length behind. Shane Turpin looks like he's just kind of eased it in. Not running quite as hard as he was. Right, here we go. Jake Holden has a great drive right behind Martin Schwartz. He goes up the inside. Is he going to go for a block move on the brakes in the in time? No, he dropped back again. Martin must have come across in front. Here comes Ricky Corey, stands it up, huge wheelie all the way down. But behind him is where the action is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see if Martin Schwartz can keep Jake Holden at bay as they come down across start finish. Yes, he did. Martin Schwartz takes it up with Jake Holden in fourth. An excellent second place by Shane Turpin. Shane came all the way from 13th on the grid to come second in that race. Excellent racing from everybody involved, clean and tidy.